Hey everybody, ModelMan here on day 6 of the paint booth, and last night it's a little dark to get a good view under here, and unfortunately it's the same condition. Until I put some lights under here, it's just going to be difficult to see what's going on. And one thing I did do since last night was to put this fan in. That was easy enough to drill the hole pretty much by hand, and getting the duct tucked back into itself for brevity is definitely a handy thing. I'm gonna have to pull the fan out today, possibly tomorrow, and that's gonna need to start getting wired. I've thought about more how I'm going to do the wiring, because I do want a lot of this stuff to be powered by switches up top here somewhere. So switch for the airbrush, switch for the fan, switch for the other fan, and a couple accessory switches and so on. So to do all that, I'm going to need to do some fancy little bits of wiring, and I think that'll be its own day or two of construction as well. So let me take this apart and we'll see what's up. Hey everybody, ModelMan here on day 7, is it now, of working on this thing. I pulled the fan out, so that's going to go and get its final wiring, and I'm figuring out what I'm going to do for the overall situation on the electricity, and I'll detail that at another time. I've got to get 5 or 7 or 10 more pieces of carpet. One of them's going to go up here in this area. It should just about fit, and this one is all stapled in, and now it's cut. Overall, I think this area is pretty much done at this point. I do have to dust down all these things before they go in here officially, but as placeholders, everything is good. No complaints up here. I've swapped out the 1x2s for 1x1s in the floor, and I may still put some 1x1s going up around the base. So what that'll do is when I put the filter over this, there'll be 1 inch of space underneath the filter, completely free and empty, and then the filter, and then another inch of space until the actual pegboard floor. So not a lot to do today. I'm going to put all this back into its corner, assess what's going on, and I think I can actually do the final vacuuming in this corner and actually put this whole thing in its place. So maybe what I'll be doing today is just pulling all these things out, dusting them like I said, and then putting them all back in. I may get new boxes if I can find any for the paint cans, and it's just about perfect that they happen to fit right in there like that. So other than that, hey everybody, ModelMan here with day 8 of the paint booth production progress report, which also incidentally has the biennial office teardown going on, and I can definitely say that this place is a wreck. This place is a wreck. It's amazing how much of a wreck this place is right now. Barely any room to walk, so I took the fan off of here, obviously, last night, and that is out in the living room waiting for me to take it down to my car to go over to one of my buddies so we can do the wiring and the cutting of the aluminum and all the shaping and etc. that needs to be done with that. And I will have a video just on the fan itself coming up. I know I keep delaying it, it's just not ready to do that yet. I probably covered the fact that I redid these 2 bars. I probably won't bother redoing this one. Well, maybe I'll just tug it back a little bit and then chop off the end so that, like that one down there, it's even with the paint booth when it's inserted. I do need to pick up another 5 or 10 carpets at this point, so whether that's today or tomorrow, we'll see. I will be tacking another one down here to go symmetrical with that one down there. I may not have to cut this one. The fan itself comes out to here, and then after this, the converter slopes away. So technically I can get up to this line and probably somewhere into right about here, based on where the overlap is. Yeah, so actually just about 4 fingers in, putting that, which means right about here to here. I may have to cut a carpet specifically for that much space. Oh, sorry, the camera's probably been rattling against the strap of the air filter right now. Sorry about that. I'll try and be more mindful. Also, keeping an eye on all the shots and making sure everything's been in shot has definitely been a little tough on me, working in such tight quarters. What else? So yeah, I got to, I'm going to clear all these benches up. There may be a little sanding done today. I did a lot, got all the edges on here nice and smooth, or at least as smooth as I need them to be. And maybe there won't be too much other sanding. I haven't done any on the bottom there. I should probably round the corners at the very least. And make the dolly, get rid of all the roughest edges on that. So, yeah, and along with all the cleaning of this kind of stuff and organizing as much as I can, I'm going to pull out every single one of these. I should probably bring them into a bathtub and spray them off that way, I bet. And a little wipe down on the air compressor, and then this entire piece should be ready and finished apart from the wiring that needs to be done. Though now that I look, I should probably throw in a number of these around, well, at least along the front there, it would seem. So I'll always have a few to grab. And conveniently enough, amongst the mess, we got some. I am going to put a row of white LED tape along the back of this line here. I don't know whether I'll be going low with it or high. Holy jeez, this thing is heavy. This is not liftable by one hand. If I had any body strength at all, it probably wouldn't be too bad, but this thing is exceptionally thick on the carpets, and therefore the weight. So it's actually going to be tough to move that around. So getting it off of here. Oh, and the other note is that, yeah, I definitely need to do just a little bit of sanding here and there at some trouble spots. And definitely round down the corners. May as well do that. Rolling that out of the way is easy enough. And definitely going to, I think I can finally vacuum. It's going to be nice. Some of these corners should probably be sanded down. At least get rid of the very roughest of areas. That could use a little work, obviously. Just a quick pass with some 100 most likely. I don't need to really outdo it at all. And I threw out the old paint booth, and I've retired that table up there. Maybe it'll stay up there. A lot of that stuff has to get moved elsewhere. And just about time to clean all this stuff up. Hey everybody, ModelMan here, and it is like day 12, I think, of overall total construction. Not much has been done on the booth, simply because the fan is the next stage and I still have to wire that. But otherwise, everything else is finally in place. There's still a few hot spots, like that box has to go somewhere with everything on top of it. That still has to be dusted off. Sort of organized here, sort of organized there, sort of organized all over the place. And in doing so, things have changed, things have gotten knocked around, some things are kind of fallen. And I haven't tested this yet, of course, because the fan is still going. I thought, great, I'll be able to put the camera stand directly above the table. Of course, now that I've got a double fan system going on here, that means they'll have to both be shut off anytime I'm shooting, otherwise the noise is going to be so loud that it's going to be difficult. So there's things to work on, things to figure out. There'll be some growing issues essentially, but yeah, tools handy where they're supposed to be, big storage, medium storage, lots of paints, paint booth. Everything is really well organized now, and I threw out a lot of furniture, consolidated a lot, and so still with a lot more ahead to do for me. I'm going to get into that, and I imagine that'll be the last general update on the overall bench situation. But for the next paint booth, it'll definitely be the fan. Install the fan. I've got to go and pick up all the switches that I'm going to need, and I'm probably going to go with toggle switches for those. And got a little creation to do over here with that. And a little other figuring out to do. Still don't know how well everything down here is going to fit, and I just kind of started cramming stuff in there. So we'll see how that goes. Hoping to get the fan done today. We'll see about that. And overall, thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying the paint booth. See ya.